All right, here we are in episode 14, and we're gonna be, since we talked about games last episode, I would like to talk about more personal gripes about gameplay mechanics, in particular the new God of War or the latest God of War. And so I'm a huge fan of the old series back in the PS2 series.
PS2 and PS3, yeah.
Yep, I played all of them. I played all the God of War, the PSP ones too. I thought that was great. The only one I didn't like was really the Ascension, and the latest revision of God of War.
This is like the Norse mythology God of War.
Right. I think the new
boy.
You hear that a lot too.
Yep.
He is right. You hear him say that a lot. You barely hear him say Atreus.
No, that's not until later.
Yeah, it's not until like mid-game.
Mid to late game.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I think when he says that, that's like more like he respects him now as a
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he's just like,
Because the Atreus is actually like asking more questions about like how they are.
yeah.
You know, and obviously Kratos actually opened up to him, and then that's when he started calling Atreus.
Right, because I bet that was the most time he actually spent time with Atreus.
Yes.
Because his wife passed. Because his wife was always with Atreus.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like he's always like out. He's always like hunting and stuff like that. Yeah.
he was a provider. He was always
Yep.
providing.
Mm-hmm.
But then this is the first time I'm assuming.
You know the wife's name?
I forgot. That's how much I have my hate towards the game.
The wife's name is Faye.
Oh, that's right, Faye.
Right, Faye. When I was playing, actually no, I'm just going. We're detouring too far. We're going to go back on track.
Go ahead.
So I didn't like it. I didn't like the new God of War, the latest one, and I thought I didn't like Ascension, and I think Ascension is better than the new God of War because I'm a huge fan of the God of War series, especially Kratos, and the new direction where they went with it. I was not impressed, especially the very first trailer that they debuted it on E3.
E3.
Mm-hmm.
I was not impressed. I was like, wow. I was shocked, and I didn't like the over the shoulder camera, and I understand where they're going with that to make it more cinematic or like whatever. But gameplay wise, it just I wasn't feeling it, you know. And if I could compare it to something, like imagine if Devil May Cry had an over the shoulder camera, and Dante or whoever you're controlling had to like he couldn't jump no more. There was no more air combos. Dante can't do air combos, and Dante had to like dodge. Like they have indicators where he would like if he's getting attacked from behind, Dante would just have to dodge. Like imagine if Devil May Cry was like God of War. Would you think that would have ruined the whole series? You know, and it wouldn't be like the old. It wouldn't be like the old traditional Devil May Cries. And another comparison would be Doom, the new Dooms that came out. The new Doom, the reason why it's really good because it was like the old series. How Doom was really good. It was fast paced. And imagine if Doom was third person and he couldn't move any fast anymore. It just would ruin the whole experience. So I'm speaking from a fan that I experienced when I was younger, and I hated everything, especially Atreus too, where you had to control Kratos and you had to control Atreus on a set of button. So if you wanted Atreus to fire, you have to press another button. I was thinking you could have just make him like automatically target enemies and like have the AI like do whatever. And because they did that with BioShock Infinite, where Elizabeth was helping out with Booker. You didn't need to control Elizabeth. Elizabeth was just doing her own thing, and you didn't need to worry about it. You didn't need to babysit. So you're not babysitting Atreus, but then you had to control both characters at the same time, and it just made the combat like. If I was to describe the whole game in one word, it would be frustrating. There's a lot of negatives that I have with the game. For example, bosses. Like I seen like a few trolls, right, for bosses. I was like, when I went to Helheim, where the underworld or whatever.
Yeah, Helheim.
And I saw this big ass raven, this crow, this bird, right? I was like, shit, okay. this is where it
The
gets
one in the
interesting.
background.
Yep,
Yeah, they were just sitting there, right? I was
yeah.
like, I'm gonna beat his ass. Right? I thought I was gonna go fight the bird.
The bird.
That's what I thought the whole time too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause dude, he's taking down titans, gods, right? I'm sure a bird, it's gonna be featherweight, right? Ding.
Wow. Wow. I see what you did there.
Yes, right. So up to that point, I was just like, all right, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Yep. Like you'd think that would change the whole game for you.
Yeah, exactly. And because I was fighting trolls and like draugrs and shit, and I wanted like some cool ass boss, right? Besides Baldur. Oh man, the opening blew me away. But then after that, it's just trolls and trolls.
I say like the whole God of War, the bosses, Baldur and the dragon is the only thing I liked about fighting.
Because that was different. No, the brothers.
Well, I didn't like that. That was trash.
Thor's
Yeah.
sons.
Yeah, Thor's sons. I thought that was I like Baldur and the Thor battles, his sons. I didn't like the dragon one. I thought dragon was just so generic. Like, really, I'm gonna like hit you a few times and you're gonna fall down, or I'm gonna throw the little ball, and then I was just like, all right, let me just get this over with. So back to Helheim, I didn't get to fight the bird. I was like, all right, the boss was actually another troll, another variation of the troll.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just gonna rush through the game. I was near the end, right? Because when you get to Helheim, you're
They're like at the halfway, I think.
right. So when I got to Helheim, I didn't get to fight the bird. I was upset. I was like, all right, fought another troll. I'm done. I'm just gonna rush through this.
Have you ever fought like Valkyries?
I have, and like I said, the combat was just frustrating because I had to.
Have you killed a Valkyrie?
I have not, but like I said, it was just frustrating. I couldn't even enjoy it. I could not enjoy the Valkyrie battles because I had to control two characters and the over the shoulder camera with Kratos. It was just frustrating. And if it was the old way, if they had it the old God of Wars, and I was fighting the Valkyries, dude, it's on. I platinum God of War 3. I got the platinum trophy, and I loved it. I loved. My favorite would probably be part 2 or part 3. But yeah,
I feel like me part 3 would be the best God of War.
yeah. Part 3 was great.
Yeah.
And I wish they would have stuck to that format of him like jumping and like just the camera just away from the character instead of over their shoulder. And so overall lack of boss variety. I didn't get to fight the bird, and I fought Baldur at the end. I thought that was just like, all right. At that point, I was already done. I had no more excitement out of fighting Baldur too. I thought the first battle was good, but then after fighting so much trolls, and then I have to fight Baldur, I was just like, I'm just gonna get this over with because I want to see the ending. I want to see where it goes.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, honestly, it did blow me away. So it had a lot of negatives. There was only a few positive. One of the few positive was there was no loading screens at all. There are loading screens, but it's hidden in the background during like them talking. That's the loading screen, but you don't see an actual loading screen where it just stops. So that was great. It was shot and continuously without like loading. Like you see like Kratos walking around, and that was pretty cool. The graphics was amazing, and the ending too. The twist. The twist is crazy. That blew me away. I did not expect that, and I thought like his wife was one of the Valkyries, Faye. I thought Faye was one of the Valkyries that passed, but it was not. She was not one of the Valkyries. The twist was really good. You guys did great on that. Other than that, no. Everything else, it was not for me. I think it was competing against Red Dead Redemption 2, but God of War won Game of the Year. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 should have won Game of the Year, but yes, I wasn't a fan of the new God of War, and if they could go back to the old traditional ways, it would be great. Yeah, I think that was it. Those were the two positive. Everything else, I just didn't. Oh, and also another negative, I didn't like how they had a hub, and you could venture off into other maps, other world, other areas to like do like quests. Like they should have just kept it from like linear, from point A to point B, instead of having. not every game should be open world. Not every game should be sandboxed. You don't need multiple quests. You can just have it like from point A to point B, like Dark Souls. A lot of people don't know this. Dark Souls have side quests, but then the side quests are implemented in a way where you don't even realize you're doing a side quest. It's also like kind of hidden too to do side quests. So that's pretty cool. So you don't need to make an open world. You don't need to have a central hub like Dark Souls and like venture off to other areas. And I think that just ruined the pace of God of War 2 because I had to like after I came back from a boss, I'll be like, well, I have to go back. I have to backtrack. I have to go to another area or whatever for whatever reason. You guys get it?
Yeah.
So that I didn't like. There's only two things I like: the graphics, the no loading screens, and the twists of Atreus. And the first border fight was amazing. And I didn't even use this. I didn't even use the Blades of Chaos, which is crazy. I enjoyed using the later on. I realized that you could use your fists.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you could use your fists, but you can end up staggering them, and then you can just finish them off.
Mm-hmm.
On the skill tree, there's no skill tree that would complement. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no skill tree that would complement melee fight, fist fighting.
There is.
There is.
But then you would have to use
It revolves around your shield, technically.
right. But and other than that, there's no It's mostly your axe in the Blaze of Chaos or the other shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to fight, was there enemies that was immune to melee, to fists? What did the armored guy?
Every enemy was able to be hit with just fists.
But for the bosses, you would have to use like your axe would do more damage. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sharp. Your fist is not sharp.
Well,
Right.
so there's in the game mechanic. I don't know if you guys noticed. If you pay attention to the color of what the enemies are glowing, if they're glowing blue,
Obviously,
that means they're going to be
ice.
weak against fire. And if
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
red, they're going to
that's
be
pretty obvious, though.
yeah. But all the same, if you decide to go disarm like with fists, it's going to be
The same.
the same damage regardless of what weaknesses they have or if they have any. It's still going to be the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So you reminded me another negative. It's a lot, man. It was just a button masher. I was just button mashing the whole time. If I was using the fist, I would just button mash, and I'm mashing Atreus to shoot. And he has a cooldown where he has to wait too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the shoot.
Right. And then I'm other than that, I'm dodging and like button mashing. I also missed this in the old series, the quick time events. I love the quick time events.
Mm-hmm.
It made it so engaging, but they don't have a lot of it in the new one. And
It's always square. It's always square.
yeah, it's always
One button.
yeah, it's not like part 2 or part 3, the old series, the quick time events. I enjoyed it, and like the finishers and stuff like that. And when I was using my fist, I would just button mash, and I'd be like, oh man, I remember when I was playing. True story. I was falling asleep, dude. I was yawning. Shit. So this is my opinion on the new God of War. I was not a big fan of it, but like 90% of the people loved it. But it was just not for me. I enjoyed the older series, and like I said, imagine if Dante couldn't do what he did anymore. Imagine if Bayonetta couldn't do what she did anymore. And it was only, not every game needs to be open world. Not every game needs to be having over the shoulder camera. You know, leave that to Resident Evil 4. Leon deserves the over the shoulder camera. And yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
If you guys disown me, I understand. If this shuts down, I understand. And because I know Demetrius, man. Demetrius, he loved it, but I bet he'll boycott me after my opinion.
How about you? What's your take on the?
I can agree on the point where I miss the old style.
Yeah.
But I took into account of a lot of things of what the game introduced, and through the story and gameplay and why it's a certain way.
Yeah.
One thing I tell myself is I have to remember Kratos isn't looking for war, and he wasn't intentional.
He's more calm.
He wanted to live in peace, but he got disturbed by Baldur.
Right.
The mission was to spread his wife's ashes.
Yeah.
And he did say it's going to be a long journey, so of course it's going to be. I didn't expect it to be as open world as it was, but I expected it to be a long journey.
Right.
If it was linear, like you said, point A, point B, that would be a long game. Also, I mentioned it while off camera. When when you like eat too much bacon or like too much meat and you burp and it just tastes like that.
You get that aftertaste in the back of your throat.
Mm-hmm. Some of the spice from those chips came back up. What was I saying? No, seriously, what was I saying?
He was going to this long journey.
He was going from point A to point B. There's also another thing to keep in mind is Kratos' age. He's a lot older than he was. He's not as spry, or he's not as young as he was. This is his second family that he's had.
Yeah.
And he's gone through a lot. And he just wanted to have peace. He wanted to live in peace. He didn't think of fighting. His axe was really meant for hunting, getting rid of the Draugr that's nearby, or chopping mantis. He didn't expect that he's going to have to risk his life, let alone his son's life.
Like, again, right?
Again. I didn't mind controlling Atreus, to be honest, because I use him a lot in my combos. I use a lot of his lightning arrows to stun the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure to, in his skill tree, that his reload speed of his arrows are fast, the amount of stun damage he can cause is high, because, let's be honest, we've all been in moments where, damn, if I stunned that enemy right then, I wouldn't have gotten hit or died.
Right.
Yep.
That's what I prepared Atreus for, because Kratos can only do so much with whatever you have, and so that's what I set up Atreus for. And I do miss the old style of games. What would your opinion be if they had this new God of War and the old God of War series, but you still had Atreus
In the old series?
in the style of the old games?
And I still had to control Atreus
Yeah.
by using another button. I still wouldn't like it.
Yeah, but do you think it would be harder this way or that way? In new style or in old style?
It would be harder in the new style.
Mm-hmm.
But if, let's say, if it was in an old style, but I had to control Atreus, but I could see both characters running and jumping, I would prefer that way over the new style.
So you would rather have to take care of another character while trying to do air combos and do all of this other stuff, and you still want to control.
Right. Okay. Because of how it's played out in the new one. It's because Atreus can be off screen. Mm-hmm. You don't know what's happening.
That's true. I've lost him a lot.
There it is.
There are times in the game where I'm like, I initiate a battle with a group of people and I hear Atreus in the distance trying to shoot arrows, and I'm like, why isn't he not hitting anything? And
it goes back, to frustrating, because now you're battling against the camera, because you're trying to see where Atreus is yelling
mm-hmm.
at, so you can see, so he can target who is right. If you can't see him, I have to fight this Draugr. I have to turn the camera to see what Atreus is, if he's getting attacked or whatever. So I'm fighting against the Draugr. I'm fighting against Atreus. I'm fighting against the camera. It just leads to an experience that was just like frustrating. At least in the old game, you could see everyone running.
Mm-hmm. So with my counter argument, I love Castlevania. Castlevania is a very Metroid. There's a term for it. It's called Metroidvania style platforming in the original, right?
Yep.
But in the newer Castlevania game, it's more third person over the shoulder.
Yep.
Which is very similar to if you guys played Darksiders. It's third person over the shoulder. Those kind of games where a lot of dodging, less jumping. God of War didn't have any jumping, but it had a different kind of new skill set that you had to learn, rather than the typical platforming, being able to jump, combo, in the air, all that stuff. And that's what I think they tried to do with the new God of War. They wanted to introduce a newer concept that a lot of games were coming out with.
Right.
Because while gaming was still big, platforming gaming wasn't anymore. And as you can tell from a lot of games that are coming out, platforming is not one of the strong suits anymore.
Yeah.
Being able to jump platform to platform is part of the old style of gaming.
Yeah.
Like Super Mario, Castlevania.
You're saying it's outdated.
It's outdated, and it's going from skill of knowing how to time jumps to skill of learning how to react to an enemy attack.
But that doesn't mean that it's bad.
It doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Because they brought the new Crash Bandicoot, and that's platforming.
Mm-hmm. They only just redid it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much a remake.
It's a remake, but it's just...
It's still
the old
platforming.
game. Yeah, it's still the old
And
game.
I like how they just kept it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Back how it was. And I understand what you're saying. It's a new age. Mm-hmm. It's they're venturing into territories that it can be beneficial to the audience, because kids growing up, they're like, well, we never played Symphony of the Night. You played Symphony of the Night?
Symphony of the Night was one of my favorites.
One of the best Castlevania games.
Yes, it was.
And yeah, I agree. Where they went into like third person because they were trying to replicate it from God of War.
Yep.
To not much success compared to the old 2D versions. Mm-hmm. If they were to make a new Castlevania, keep it 2D, keep it like a Symphony of the Night. Because the magic of Castlevania was third person. Mm-hmm. You get it? Like,
oh, they do have a third person Castlevania.
I mean like God of War, over the shoulder.
They
like
do.
Imagine.
They do. Yeah, they do.
All right.
It was back in like 2015.
It was not as good as the originals, right? Would you agree?
I mean, cinematically, it was better because there was actual like cinematic like cutscenes and movies. Like, you know, in the side scrolling, or you'd go in and you'd meet you enter a cutscene with the character.
Yep.
The way they made it in the newer Castlevanias is that they're full on cutscenes with full on action and like a movie.
But you don't need to make it like that all the time.
Yeah.
Because it can turn out bad. Let's say this bad voice actors, bad writing, and bad lip syncing.
Yeah.
It's cool how if you want to like modernize it, it can also backfire too. Because if it was successful back then, just keep the same formula, but update other stuff that don't change it so much, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, don't change it so drastically how God of War went from like seeing him jumping to like being like Resident Evil, being like Leon, you know?
I feel like the only way they could have made the new God of War worse, first person. You have your axe, fucking like Minecraft,
right?
That would have like destroyed.
I would have never played it.
Yeah.
But
in total, with God of War, I had a fun experience with the game. I did majority of the side quests. I did majority of the farming, because the more you farm, the stronger your gear became, the stronger you became, and you know, that's just me. But I wish maybe in the future they could maybe put a jump button, at least. At least if they're gonna do it over the shoulder, let us jump. At least give us the ability to jump so that we can
air combos.
Do some air combos and like, or jump with the axe and overhead smash.
Right.
You know, something.
So overall, you understand where I'm coming from, though.
Yes,
you understand from my view on the comparisons that I made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Like it's yeah. I think these are viable points. And
oh yeah, of course.
What do you think? You two completed it.
Yes,
we did.
We actually completed the same week.
Oh, all right. So they completed it recently on the same week.
Recently. The only reason why I just bought the game, it was a sale, and like what you're saying, you were not impressed about the game. When I saw the game 2018, I wasn't impressed. When I saw it in E3, that cinematic that they did, when they showed the video of like Kratos
walking in the woods.
Yeah, walking in the woods. I was like, wow, there's a new God of War coming out.
Yep.
I was like I played all the God of Wars, right, from 1 to God of War 3, Ascension, because I think Ascension was the last game they released. Mm-hmm. from the PSP, Ghost of Sparta, and the other one.
I didn't like those.
Chains of Olympus.
Yeah, Chains of Olympus. Yes. Yeah, I played all the God of Wars, and from what you're saying earlier, like I can agree on like they should have just kept it like the old God of War. But then again, it's a new generation of gaming. You know, Kratos has like already passed all of the Greek mythology because obviously he killed all the gods, and he's in a new land, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they made God of War this way, just because it's all brand new.
New
because,
place.
New place,
yeah,
new new gameplay. Obviously, he has a new son. Because he had a daughter.
Yep.
Yeah, Calliope, right?
Yep.
He had a daughter.
You remember the name too?
Yep. Yeah, I'm a very big fan of God of War. Me and my cousins, like we played that shit. I platinumed 3. Yeah, like to the point that like he never like, you know, really like throw away his like Blade of Olympus.
That's funny. I like that. Yeah.
It's like one of the strongest weapons in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, man, like God of War 4, this new God of War, I had a great experience with it. You know, definitely a new like a new game style of God of War. Like I would never seen Kratos throw a fucking axe. Right?
Yep.
And but yeah, it's just new. Like that's one of the reasons why I kind of liked it, because it's new. You know.
But did you have fun? Did you two?
Yeah, I mean,
have fun?
I had fun. I had fun playing the game. But there are some times that I was like, I don't really want to finish this game because of like, you know, there are some like parts in the game that like, you just don't want to.
Yeah, I noticed
continue.
too. Yeah, I agree. Like you fight, do puzzle, fight, do puzzle. That just messes up the pace. Where like I'll fight like a enemy, and I'm like, all right, now I gotta hear you talk, Atreus. Boy, now I gotta throw my axe at some puzzles. Now I gotta look around the map. Like, really?
I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of times where I felt dumb in that game.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to throw my axe at? Do I throw my axe? Oh, I have to do that? Oh my god. Yeah, it was just.
But you know, overall experience. I mean, mostly positives to me at least. You know, like I said, it's a new. They're trying to introduce like a new gameplay that we didn't expect from a God of War. So that kind of like, you know, blew me away.
I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a next one. I feel like
no,
PS5.
they wouldn't leave that cliffhanger.
Yeah,
they didn't plan on
PS5. I feel like it's gonna be Ragnarok because that's
PS6.
Oh my gosh, another 8 years of waiting.
Oh, that's funny.
Like what, right? Like they released PS5 like
around there
7-8 years later.
Yeah.
Another 8 years later.
On 2013, 2014.
Around that time.
Imagine
2014.
Imagine it's VR now, and you actually gotta buy an axe to play it.
But people would still buy that.
So VR gaming, I've noticed, was a hit at some point, and it immediately died off just as fast as it came back. Would you guys be interested in VR gaming?
Nope, never liked it.
I would if you have your own space for it.
Yes.
Whether I have my own space or not, whether I have glasses or not, I'm still not big on VR. Because let's say you had like a long day at work, and you want to come home, and you just want to sit.
VR.
No, you just want to get a controller and just sit and play. Mm-hmm. But then imagine you have VR, right? You want to come home and you want to like shoot up some foods, right? Do a drive-by. You have to put on your Chung.
Right? That's what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. Or
even if you have a controller, like, fuck?
Right. So,
where's that coming from?
But not just VR, but like augmented reality, where you don't need a headset. You just go in and So, are you willing to like, after a long day of work, are you willing to like go the extra mile and like turn your head and like
do all that stuff.
I mean, you can just stay at home and just relax and just play.
Like
Exactly. That's why I was saying it came up as fast. It
It
died as fast as it came up. Because you're right. That is one of the reasons why VR gaming isn't big. It's still an experimental kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking you guys. So I already got your opinion. I already know.
Can I add more?
Go for it.
It's not so big on games, but I'm sure it'll be big on X-rated stuff.
Okay, I'm glad you said it that way because I was gonna say the normal word for it. I'm glad you said it that way. I don't have to say it anymore.
All right, so yeah,
Cyberpunk VR. Oh my god.
right.
But the thing is about Cyberpunk. It's kind of like that.
So if Cyberpunk VR were the thing, I'd definitely play it. Like
Yeah, because
100%.
the game
That's
is
what it
meant
was
to be
intended.
for your like an actual POV experience. That's why it's first person. That's why I thought. I mean, I thought about it. That
Yeah.
why it's first person and stuff like that.
It just makes sense.
It's because it makes sense because they want you to experience like how it's point of view, like experiencing everything. Like you can do hobbies in there.
Yeah.
You can play a guitar in the game. You can get drunk in the game.
Yeah.
Like you can literally do everything in that game.
Yep.
That's why it's first person. They want you to actually experience it from your point of view and how you would like the game. Right?
Yep.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Being a female character getting nailed by a male prostitute.
Oh my
I didn't like that
gosh.
point of view. It's definitely a good feature for any of those who enjoy that. I just didn't know what to expect, but at the same time, I knew what I was expecting.
Receiving it.
I was on the receiving end, and I have nothing against people that are on the receiving end. By all
By
means,
all means, dude.
just for my own experience and for my own mentality.
Your own mentality. I like that.
I'm a bit broken because I knew what I was expecting, but at the same time, I didn't know what I was expecting.
Right.
Like you think you would do that to your character, right?
Did you want that one? Or
Did you want it?
yeah, I'll take it. Since we already got two.
That's fine. I just drank this whole liter, 1 liter of Coke, so my stomach's all
It's
bubbly.
1 liter.
That's a 1 liter.
Room temp.
No,
All right.
Looks
Yeah.
like
it was actually cold. Still.
Yeah. No. You made a good point. Do you think Cyberpunk is like the stepping stone into like?
like point of view game.
Have you guys played the game Mirror's Edge? When the PS3 came out, Mirror's Edge is one of the few games that came out with it. Then a little parkour game.
Yep.
Have you seen? You've seen it,
I've
right?
seen it. I've seen it.
I thought that was going to be the stepping stone into VR because that is one of the very few games that
A parkour game in VR. Dude.
parkour shooter game, and it was
Jumping on the table.
it was I can say even it's top 20 favorite games. It's in my top 20
Wow.
because it really got me into like one of the very first few first person games that got me feeling like I was that character. Because ever since playing that game, if I'm playing a game and I happen to look down while I'm falling a high distance, for example, let's say Monster Hunter, and we're falling a distance, there's no fall damage. But my heart races because I'm looking down when I'm falling.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm falling. That's the experience that's supposed to happen.
Right.
You're supposed to feel like you're there.
Yep.
And I unintentionally put that in games where that's not supposed to happen. It's just I'm scared of heights.
Yeah.
So
But it's a good thing. It made you feel that way
it made
from the
me
game.
experience it for myself.
I mean, that's one of the reasons what the developers want you to feel. You know, it's because of that reason why games are like somewhat like that.
Yep.
There is fall damage in Cyberpunk. Just letting you know. I thought it was a smart idea to jump off a balcony 7 stories high and hit the floor. Halfway through falling, I'm like, wait a minute, is there fall damage? And then I died.
But I'm sure there's a skill tree where it would prevent.
I haven't fully
Oh.
developed. It's like
It's a new game, man.
It's
It
very
came out
new,
2
like-
days ago.
You have to invest
Yeah, yeah,
your
yeah.
points so that the skill tree keeps opening up. It's not like a tree where
Or you don't see what you're
you
getting.
don't see all the future stuff.
Okay.
It just shows what you can unlock
Okay.
and what you can put your points in. So, as of right now, at least for me, I don't know what skills and other things you can put your points in. But I'm pretty sure there are players out there that might put that in the internet sometime soon. Like, here's
They
the
already have?
skills. Yeah, they probably already have.
You already
but-
have.
Man, imagine if there was a skill like 50% off of a
Joytoys.
Joytoy, 50% off.
They're only 200. So the currency is called Euro dollars. So, but they're referenced as eddies. So Euro dollars, obviously euros or dollars. Joy toys are $200. That's nothing compared to the money that you can easily make in that game.
Oh, wow, okay.
So 200.
I mean, you are a mercenary in the game, right?
Well, as a class, I am. Yes, I'm a street kid. So you are.
But if you're a nomad, you're broke. 'Cause you
I-
live in the desert.
Actually, you do start off in the city.
Really?
Ironically enough, yeah.
Huh.
As a corpo, of course, you're.
Of course, you have money.
But other than that, let's try not to spoil anymore.
Right. Well, you already spoiled about the POV.
I mean, it's literally like what you choose when you first buy
You
the game.
choose the way you play.
if
the
you
way
had
you
the,
live.
if you had the opportunity to choose a prostitute, would you do a Joy Toy?
In real life?
No, in the game. if there was a path of a Joy Toy, like you start off as a Joy.
No, their lives suck. I'm gonna be dead ass honest. Like their lives suck in the game, because
I think I think that would be the most popular choice.
so
Everybody's
Joy toys are on like the very bottom of the hierarchy of the society.
yeah.
Even the strippers, like they're VR strippers.
Huh.
So imagine going to a strip club like in modern day, right
Right.
now, and all you got to do is put on a VR headset and just be like that.
Yeah.
Even the VR strippers get more money.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
Since we're talking about Cyberpunk, like what? Let's say you know how like you choose a lifestyle in that game, like from a nomad, a street kid, and a corpo. What would you guys pick? I'm pretty you already.
I
picked
chose-
yours.
I
you
chose,
chose street kid, right?
Yep.
Yeah, how about you?
I'm gonna choose the corpo and overthrow the corpos. God damn it, Peter! That would be interesting, right? I don't know. That's just me. But like I said, this can change. I
Yeah,
don't
you can
think-
change. You can change actually in the middle of the game.
You said the other was a nomad?
Yeah, nomad.
Is that in the city or the?
I mean, like
Okay.
from what JV's saying, you
There's-
start
there
off in the
is a-
city.
Yeah. Essentially, you all have to start out in the city because that middle point of the game is in the city.
Right.
But after that middle point of the game, then you can branch off to do whatever the fuck you want. Joy toys, buying
Buy all the Joy
toys.
toys out there. You know.
There was a shop I literally went to. Was it yesterday? I went to a sex shop
That's right.
in the game, not in real life.
Oh shit! All right.
In the game, and I was like, "Can you buy sex toys in this game?" Ironically enough, you can, but you can't use them. So, such a suck.
So what's the point?
Decoration,
Oh, okay.
I believe.
If you could use it, would you use it?
in the game,
Yes, in the game. In the game.
I don't know. Honestly, because there's only like a limited amount. There's like studded dildos, normal dildos, anal beads, choker stuff, or like handcuffs.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of stuff. And then there's like fleshlights of different variety. There's like a butthole fleshlight, mouth fleshlight, fleshlight.
I bet the owner of the shop would be like, "Dude, you've been here for a while, man." Like, but it's pretty cool how it's like very immersive,
Mm-hmm.
like that. And like I said, it's VR is not big on games, but it can be huge in like the X-rated industry. And
I was gonna ask, how did you acquire that information?
because
Is it just you? What is your opinion? Or
no, it was from a YouTube video that I watched a while back before I met you two. This is years ago, where VR was like still a thing.
Uh-huh.
And they said like VR, like it could be big on games, but it's gonna be in the future. VR, or not just VR, but like just the adult industry.
Mhm.
Because it's huge now.
I mean, they've already made a lot of technology regarding that.
Right.
X-rated stuff, adult stuff.
Yep.
They even have machines hooked up with other stuff, apparatuses, and VR goggles, instruments.
Yeah.
So they already have that.
Yeah.
It's just
So
expensive.
yeah. Adding to what you said, it's gonna be huge because of that.
Mhm.
And there's always a person, an individual where they would choose that over the real thing, or over a hobby, over fishing, gaming, watching movies. That's gonna be huge.
I mean, if let's say you like to go fishing, but there's a game for it, fishing simulator, which is a game.
Which is an actual thing.
It's there's even fishing simulator VR.
Yep.
And so it eliminates the whole process of going outside
Yep.
with actual fish.
Yep.
So, do you think video games and technology will take over, just like in Cyberpunk? Do you think technology will sooner or later take over more of the world than it already is?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too. I think soon we're gonna be in the Matrix. If we're not already in the Matrix,
Okay. I feel like in the future, people would be able to do this. But you know how in like Star Wars, the hologram things,
Yeah.
like how all the Jedi's had their holograms sitting in a chair, but they're all in their own space,
Right.
distances apart. We would still be able to do this, but we have our holograms. I feel like that could be a thing, and somewhere in there, like within 10, 20 years.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do you think time travel will ever happen?
No.
No.
I feel like time isn't something that should be messed with. I've watched too much anime.
Not just anime.
Huh?
Actual movies.
Yeah, there's already a lot of things out there that's already convinced me enough that time is definitely something that shouldn't be messed with.
But that does not mean that it can be created.
If it,
It does not mean.
But how
but-
would we know if it's
to find something, let's say, okay, so to being able to manipulate time is already the end result, but there has to be a medium. We have to be able to make something that can grasp or control time. And so far, for the how many thousands, millions of years that humans have been alive, the only thing we can do with time is make something that can measure it.
it's true.
Okay.
So unless, like, for example, the Earth gets hit by some sort of meteorite and it has this weird crystal on it or some substance, and it has this weird effect by, let's say, if you touch it, time slows. That's something. There has to be a medium, or what's it called? There has to be a trigger. I'll call it a trigger. There has to be a trigger in order for some time to be affected by an outside source. So you can't just willy-nilly make a machine and expect it to control time. There has to be something powering that, or something that's makes it so that time can be affected. The easiest
Because
thing,
time is that it's not something you can control.
yeah. Because if anything, just even making it possible to slow down time is already impossible
Yeah.
right now. And as humans and our technology right now, we won't be able to do that for the next. We'll be long gone.
So, since you're saying that about time travel, what if there was a machine that, instead of time traveling, what if there was a machine that sent you to another parallel universe?
I watched too many of those animes. That'd be cool.
Do you think it's possible then?
No, because that's controlling time and space.
But if you're talking about, like, let's say realistically, isn't, like, when you go to, like, let's say Mars, isn't, like, 3 days here, or like
That's due
to like the rotation of
around the sun.
like around the sun, the orbit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, let's say an hour in Mars is like 7 days on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So potentially you can get older fast
In space.
in space, the farther away you are from the sun.
Yeah.
You can be 40 years old. Oh, wait.
I mean, that's somewhat like controlling time, right?
Yeah.
From
That
your
is,
perspective.
But your body is still aging accordingly
that's true,
to
that's true.
how we measure it on Earth. So you can be on Mars, and one day can pass by, but your body's still aging as if it was still on Earth.
But then again, your body can adjust to what Mars, how Mars is, because like there's a movie. Shit, I forgot the movie, but in there's two kids that grew up on Mars, and then they're taller, like much taller than just regular human beings.
Interesting. What movie is this?
I forgot.
Oh,
Star Wars.
Hmm?
Star Wars.
Not Star Wars, but yeah.
Oh,
And this and then the other kid went to Earth.
Yeah.
He's already like I feel like 16 years old, but he's like hella tall. Like he's like 12 feet tall or something.
Oh shit.
Dang, Shaq has to look up.
I don't know, but he's just taller than regular people.
Okay.
Like I feel like he's not tall. Like he's taller than Shaq. Let's say the tallest person.
Yao Ming. Oh no, yeah, taller than Yao Ming, or whatever the tallest person is.
Yeah, whoever.
And he's a child.
And he's like 16 years old.
All right, damn.
And he's like his body's normal.
Yeah.
Like you know how like some people would be like super tall, like let's say 16-year-olds like would be super tall, but like they already have like
The features
like,
of a 40-year-old, 50-year-old.
I'm not that, but like their body is like different from
Right. So it's basically a tall teenager.
yes, a tall teenager, but his body is like just
Normal. Like
Normal.
a teenager. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
but there's some like teenagers out there that's like super tall and they have some kind of like disease or like not
Defect.
disease like defect from like how tall they are.
Yep.
But he's just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just from a movie.
Trying to figure
that I
out
saw.
what movie that is.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Yeah,
Curious about that.
I'll look it up. But
I bet it takes place in Seattle. Shit.
Where the sun don't shine ever.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. We veered off into science fiction.
I'm kind of. What were we just talking about? We were talking about
Talking about God of War.
We went from God of
different
War to
worlds.
time travel.
Oh, and no, it was VR because you brought up VR, and then
So there's this one anime that I really like. It's called Sword Art Online.
Yep.
Maybe you guys are familiar with hearing it.
No.
So
Just kidding. Yeah.
comment now if you want to remove IE. And that's where I'm hoping video games can somewhat go into. It's not just it's
Like
VR
you
where you
go
lay
in.
down,
Like you go in.
but you're fully able to operate yourself without having to move your external body. You know what I mean?
right.
That's what I think a question I was trying to lead towards.
Your it's
Okay.
more of like your subconscious going
Yeah.
into the game.
Yeah.
VR.
Would you like that? Where
Yeah, I'm
your
down
normal,
for that.
so your normal body is going by normal time. This is also a bit time travel, but your body's going through normal time. But in game, you're going through in game time. You know how that's usually increased speed.
Yeah.
Would you enjoy that?
I
Put in
okay,
2 hours of real life time, but in game time it's like 2 days.
Wow.
Wouldn't that feel kind of cool?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Dude, imagine I'm homeless in the VR. How does that happen, Ray?
You see him laying down on the sidewalk with no clothes, just dick out, just goggles. Like, what's he doing? Oh, it's going up again.
But from what you're saying, I actually thought about this when I was playing Dota 2. Like, what if there's like a chance in in our lifetime to have that experience and to play that in like a Dota 2 or a
Like
MOBA style game?
Like a VR MOBA.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would kind of suck because I feel like you're the one attacking and or getting attacked.
Yeah,
Imagine-
exactly.
Imagine getting your head chopped off. Like, cling, your head got pawned by.
Yeah, but then you just respond as like your normal
So
self.
do you feel pain?
No, obviously not. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, but
There are some humane rules that has to be rules for that because if you put pain reception in VR gaming, that's the premise, the very first season of Sword Art Online, then it would be bad. That would be very bad.
Yeah.
Because that would affect your brain. And any kind of brain injury that could be potentially caused by that could lead to permanent damage or scarring, somewhat trauma.
And close down a company.
Yeah. So you're saying if there was a VR game, Dota VR, first person?
No, from what JV's saying, what if like your subconscious go into a game, like from a style of like a MOBA game, like Dota?
Yeah.
Like isn't like you guys wouldn't like that? Like that's cool, right? Like, it'll be nice.
Yeah, I definitely.
I feel like in any game like that you can just put your subconscious in is gonna be like a really good experience for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it out. I don't know if I would own a machine. I'm sure if owning a machine would be very expensive, and I'm sure that only the rich would have that access to that kind of machine. But let's say we did have that machine, I wouldn't mind trying it out. I don't know if it would be like. Wouldn't you feel weird, like a little?
Obviously, because it's gonna be your first time.
Well, yeah,
I'd fucking do it.
I'll do it.
So you'd be jacked in for like 24/7, and then like.
You wouldn't know.
That's so. Back to my analogy earlier.
Just probably live there.
2 hours in real life. In real life, would be like 2 days in game. So let's say you're playing an RPG. Let's say you're doing World of Warcraft. You play that game. 2 days worth of in-game time, but it's only 2 hours that pass by.
In real life.
Yeah.
But
in gamers' perspective, that's being very productive. That's a lot of productivity.
yeah, but I just thought about it. Like now, wouldn't it be that exhausting though?
Mentally, but that's something that we would have to evolve into.
That's true.
Because back to platforming gaming, it's old style now, and we're slowly evolving into the style of not just platforming, but more of point of view, over the shoulder, that kind of thing.
It's mostly over the shoulder, and
it didn't just happen overnight. It took years.
Yeah, it took years to like develop those kind of.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even notice when the
me
transition.
Too. I
just
noticed.
Oh, this game sounds cool. I'm gonna get into it. Oh, I gotta learn how to do this. Okay, I'll learn it. Oh, and then next game. Oh, I gotta learn how to do that. That's new.
Yeah.
And then you can do, and then you learn it. Next thing you know, you don't even notice that you're not doing platforming game anymore.
Yep.
So it's like, I remember going from Super Mario World, because that was my first platforming game. Super Mario World on my SNES, platforming everything.
To RPGs.
To RPGs.
Like we gotta understand, like the industry evolves, and any industry evolves, right?
Yep.
And we as I guess consumers need to adapt to those new rules and those new stuff that they're coming out with.
We don't adapt as consumers, we adapt as gamers. Who are consumers?
Right.
But
Sorry.
But you guys get what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
Like we have to
stay relevant.
to stay relevant from what everyone, everything, like whatever's going on with the industry that we're in.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny how that works because as we evolve into like new territories, it makes you miss like the old days. It becomes more nostalgic.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that will never, that will always be a part of like our, I guess.
But you don't realize that when it's happening.
Yeah.
You're transitioning.
You won't realize.
But even though there's transitions, if you ever go back to that old style of playing, you're still like fresh in your mind.
Yeah, you will still enjoy it.
An example, me and Peter, I think, Diablo.
Yeah.
Diablo's top-down RPG,
isometric,
roguelike, isometric. We all got back into it, and it's as if we still remembered, like as if it was back in those days.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And that game is from 2013. It's 2020. We still play it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I'm playing better than I used to before.
Oh yes, I want to bring that up. Do you guys ever feel like when you play a game and you feel like you're good, right? You become good. and then you're like you start turning to shit. You start getting bad because the longer you play, you get like fatigued or whatever for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing terrible, and you stop playing, right? And you come back in, you're doing really good because like you as that gap you evolved, and when you come back, you've gone like more intelligent.
You've gotten more intelligent,
more better, yeah. And it's crazy how that works. That also applies to like sports too, from what I've heard. Let's say you're playing like tennis or badminton, and you're doing bad, right? You're doing good, but then the longer you play, it goes down. You digress.
And then when you stop for a little bit, when you come back,
you knock it out of the park. And like sometimes you just need that little break for you to like improve, to evolve.
Yeah.
Yes, feel that? Yeah. I feel that, dude.
Like, I've had actual moments with that. I play League of Legends.
Yep, I do too.
I've been playing since you're a NASA's player.
Nice. Top lane. Yeah.
I don't play League of Legends, so don't relate.
I've been playing since 2011, but
2010.
every now and then I would take 3 to 6 month breaks, even if it means missing out on a season. And honestly, I'm not into like season rankings anymore. Yep. I don't care about my rankings, but every time I come back, I'm so much better
than previously.
Yeah, and I'm like, why can't I be like this? But I'm actually into ranking systems. Yeah. But yes, it definitely is a thing where if you take a break from a game, give it a huge break. Let's say we're taking a break from Division. You've had a longer break.
I'm done with that game.
But let's say if
we go back,
if they come out with a DLC that definitely brings the game back, and we come back to it, do you think?
You definitely dude. I think we're gonna be like we're gonna own that, like, because we have that experience and we're familiar with it, and then when we come back in, like
our minds are more fresh.
Yep, we can have struggling moments at the beginning, but then let's say we give a few hours, few days. Dude, we knock it out like that. You'd be like, I'm getting like all these kills. I didn't get all these kills when I was playing a few months ago. Why? What's the difference now?
Right.
Because you had that gap where you life happened. When life happens, you become just more intelligent, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And then you apply that to a game or a skill, to a certain hobby, and you become better. This doesn't apply to just games. Let's say fishing or racing, whatever. You take a break, you come back, you realize stuff that you missed when you were playing all those years, or you had an advice, but you were too stubborn to take that advice from someone because you thought you were better than them. But if you took a break and you came back, you realized their advice was true.
It's like it's known as, it's like a mental reset. And it's definitely something, not to the extent of taking months or years, but when you're playing games, I always keep in mind of taking mental breaks. Take a break. I think you've noticed when I say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna take a break."
No,
take a breather.
You know? With Cyberpunk, you were there from 7 a.m. to 5.
Okay,
you
so I
lost into that.
It was a point of view game. I didn't realize that outside time went by.
He was sucked into that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The other day I played The Last of Us 2 for 6 hours.
You got sucked in, huh?
I got sucked in, man. I wanted to play Diablo 3 that day, but I was like,
I know.
Yeah, I just got sucked in.
I wanted to play Diablo when Cyberpunk came out, but time went by. I was in party chat with our friends playing Diablo, but I kind of like mentally they were muted in my head because I was so focused into Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And that's just what happens to those kind of games.
I agree. You get sucked in. Basically, you get sucked in, and you lose track of time, and it could be a good thing too. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep.
When you're not having fun, it just like slogs. That's the right word.
That's why I don't want The Last of Us 2 to end. I don't.
But I'm sure it's gonna end like 40 hours.
It's gonna end at the same time. I wish there's more. There's more to it than the story.
What if like you get to the end, and then you give yourself like a week break, and start all over again, and you
I wouldn't.
Things.
I wouldn't feel the exact same way.
No, but what if you see things that you missed on the first playthrough?
But that's the thing. I feel like I wouldn't need to play it again because I already know the experience.
Yeah, I think what IIE is trying to say is that it's a single player game, and there is no end game content as if it was a multiplayer game. Because once you're done with the story, that's it, pretty much.
Yeah, you're done.
What if even if it was a new game plus? I'm sure you jump on the new game plus. You may not, because it's gonna be the exact same thing again.
I don't want to be depressed over again.
Right.
I don't want to see that.
Imagine you go to therapy, right? You're sitting next to an individual, and then the new guy will be like, I'm in here in group therapy because I played The Last of Us 2. Everybody's there for a drug, for like whatever reason, right? But he's there from a game. It's like, that'd be funny, right?
My favorite character in the anime I watched died. Whoa, that's serious, man. my favorite character in my favorite show just passed away. Yeah, it's really sad. Very sad. But I know how you can get emotionally attached to games and what happens in games.
Yep.
I mean, it's just that good, man.
Yeah.
Like I know, I can be a little exaggerated of like what I feel because it's just good to me. Plus, I'm not.
I mean, you're your own person, so you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, like I'm not really like interested in like single player games.
Yep.
I always do multiplayer games.
Yep.
Like this past month or like a few weeks, I've started playing single player games again, which is God of War, The Last of Us 2.
Doesn't Resident Evil count too?
And yeah, that Resident Evil
3, 2, all of them.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Like probably that's like the most single player game I played.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of like really like, single player games.
Yeah.
I only play single player games when I really like the game.
Yeah.
But mostly multiplayer. It's more fun,
Yeah, it has more depth, more complexity to the more longevity. Multiplayer game has it, especially MOBAs. So we all play MOBAs. So yeah,
MOBAs don't die, man.
they don't. They just create. They just
create more MOBAs, more future ones.
Or addicts.
That too. I'm still like pressed that almost 10 years of my life has been wasted on League of Legends. A lot of thousands of thousands of my own money has been put into League of Legends.
Me too, man. In Dota 2, there's a betting system back in the day, and you actually bet items, but those items actually cost a lot of money. Dude, there's $100 like punch hook, and I just bet that in the game, and I lost.
Oh shit! You bet that. So if you won, you would have kept it.
Yeah, you would have kept it
and
got something same amount as
Dude,
when you bet it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I actually come up in that game a lot, so I'm not too, I guess I don't know what to feel.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful experience for me, especially, I was a teenager back in the day when I was playing it, and having it come up like that would, be great.
Dude, we should play League of Legends, 3 of us.
I'm not gonna play League of Legends. I'm sorry.
Why?
How about we mess around in League of Legends? We can just casually.
Wait, why don't you want to play League of Legends?
I don't know. It's not for me, man.
You haven't even fully played it.
I have, but not as much as I play Dota.
So all the more reason for you to just mess around, then, right?
Yeah. League of Legends just became updated to the point where all the items have been remade.
The preseason just came out. I played it like 2010 for like years, and I became addicted to it. But I stopped playing ever since 2013. So it's been 7 years, and I just started because I got the laptop. So I was like, well, I got the laptop.
You want to try it out?
Just try it out. I'm not as addicted as I was back then. I just play it casually now. I don't even talk to people.
So like matches, a couple matches.
Yeah. Earlier I just had I was playing Nasus.
It's a newer Nasus since before.
Yeah. It's.
Actually, I was planning to get back into Dota 2 when I get my PC.
Yo, let's just convince him. League of Legends, just a few games.
Because if I get my PC, they won't see me on my PS4 ever again.
We won't see IE here no more.
We're gonna have to do Zoom.
No,
meetings
I was talking to one of my old teammates like a couple days ago, and I told him I'm buying a gaming PC, and he was like, "Do I need to get the gang back together?"
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and I was like, probably not, because I'm just gonna play Dota 2, like, casually. I'm not gonna be in that competitive side anymore.
We should get you into Valorant, which is like
Hell no.
It's why?
Hell no.
Not for me too, yeah.
FPS, man. No.
You played CS:GO.
Hell
What do you
no.
You played CS?
There's a lot of kids playing that game. I don't want to be,
Wait, you've never played it, but how are you gonna judge it if you have never actually played it?
I've seen gameplays of it, and it's not for me.
It's like Overwatch.
It's Overwatch and Counter-Strike.
It's like League of Legends.
No.
That's
That actually
funny.
offended me, guys. I'm actually offended.
I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
Because I'm a PC gamer. I've been a PC gamer for a while. So hearing it from this guy, it's a quick unfriend.
Block, delete.
League of Legends is like the watered down Dota.
Yeah, but it's more successful.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, it is.
Hell no.
I would say I played both. I played the original Dota, and they do have their
Dota-
pros and cons.
No, it's
Dota was superior
was
than
League of Legends is. That's why I'm saying it's more.
Dota 2 is so superior than any MOBA game
No,
out
I'm
there.
not saying superior. I'm saying more successful. Like as a bit as the game.
No.
Does Dota have a mobile game? Does Dota? I know there's
They're
Dota
not-
chess. Dota. Have you heard of auto chess?
No.
Auto chess is like Dota characters. Well, there's a lot of. It started off with.
Wait, League of Legends is a mobile game?
Yeah, called the Wild Rift. League of Legends Wild Rift. It's literally League of Legends, but on your phone.
Yeah, they have it on.
Oh,
They have it on the phone in China.
Yeah.
Yep, they came out in China. It's crazy.
And now they're coming out everywhere else.
On the console too, they're gonna make a console version of the game too. But like, I won't be surprised if they make Dota 2 on a phone, or they make.
I wish
They will. I feel like they will never do that, because Dota is meant for PC.
Right, but
Like they will never do that.
but
Like
for them to compete, for them to stay relevant, I'm sure they. I wouldn't be surprised if Dota 2 came on consoles.
yeah, you wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think they will do that. Like Dota 2 is its own like path on,
But if
like
they did, would you
MOBAs.
be surprised? You'll scoff.
I would be surprised.
Think of it like on a business, like a company.
Oh yeah, of course.
For with
Of course.
business in that sense, then it's not surprising that competitors will have to raise their stakes. You know?
Yeah, of course, but I would be surprised if they do that, because playing Dota, like years of Dota, like they will never do that. They're already successful on how they're on in PC. They don't need to put that. That's how successful they are. They don't need to put in any other like console or any other like device just for it to move on with its money. That's how successful they are.
I think it's just Riot Gaming isn't doing it to become more successful. I think it's because due to how gaming has evolved.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's
but
why they
the
made
thing
Valorant,
is,
which is
the thing is for Dota, it's meant for just the PC.
Yeah.
It was never meant for a phone. It was never meant for a console. That's why it's only staying.
Do you think it's a smart money move though? Like having a.
They don't. That's the thing. Like, they don't need to. Like Dota is so big, man.
It's not relevant anymore though in this day and age.
It still is.
No, I'm telling you, as staying up to date with gaming, Dota's not relevant. Not as relevant as it used to be. I'm not saying it's not relevant, but it's not at the relevancy as it used to be.
Because it's.
But there is still a giant target audience. I'm not turning you down. I'm just saying the targeted audience isn't as big as it used
It's
to
more
be.
niche now. It's a niche target.
Yeah.
I mean, I can agree to that. I mean, I fell off playing Dota, so I don't play it anymore.
Tell you what, get your PC. I'll get into Dota 2.
What he means is that getting to League is what wink.
Because I played Dota 2 before. I played Dota 2, but it's been a long time since.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I play Dota, it's.
We won't see you no more.
Probably. No, it's just I get too much, man.
Invested. Yep.
I get too invested in Dota.
You don't want to be that invested because your lifestyle's changed.
Yeah, my lifestyle changed. Like
get
back
it.
then, like
You were
yeah,
younger. And
I was
you were-
younger.
you
I
had
didn't
more
have
time.
I didn't have to do anything. I just play. That was my job.
Yeah.
Like just to play 8 hours a day, more than 8 hours a day. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Just really quick.
Like Dota was a part of part of my life.
Your
back in the
reality.
day. Yeah.
And this is just really quick. This is back in the Philippines. So for the audience.
I played Dota here too.
Alright, so
Yeah, go ahead.
So for the audience,
Yeah.
let them know about your tournament that you had.
Oh my god, we got killed, man.
You got wrecked.
Yeah, we got wrecked.
Go ahead, elaborate.
So we were in this tournament. We were in a gaming event. We signed up for this tournament, and we get like paired up with this like dudes, right? Like 5-on-5. Like we were on the other side. They were on the other side. There was commentary and stuff like that, and it was crazy. Like we didn't know these guys were like kind of professional in Dota. Like one of them was like a player of Mineski, which is part of like the TI, which is the international. They were in there, so one of them was that guy, and we didn't have that chance to win that.
Okay.
You know? So we lost. We got wrecked. So we lost money, and obviously the audience was like we felt embarrassed.
From what I heard, it was a quick game.
It was a quick game. It was like a 19-minute game.
Oh,
You can actually find that on YouTube. We had it on YouTube. I'm not just
We'll put in the link in the description to see.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the description. But
If you know what it is to get anally wrecked, just look at that.
it was. I'd say it was like one of the most embarrassing times that I had in my life, because not just your your other friends are disappointed in you, and the audience was disappointed in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just like people it's strangers that are like telling you that you suck at a game.
That's hurtful, man.
That's hurtful, but you got to take that in. But the thing is, like, after that we got better.
So before this even started, did y'all think you guys were actually gonna win? Like you guys believed in yourself?
we obviously
You guys went in there to win it.
Yeah, we were there to win it. But most of my friends actually they had their own team, so they actually got to like second round. But these guys, oh my god, man, we didn't even got to second round. Yeah. So how mobile game is, right? Like they're towers. We didn't even get to the second towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only destroyed 2 of their towers. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Dude, level 1. The game hasn't even started yet.
Right. From what I'm hearing, 19 minutes in and you only destroyed 2 towers.
Yeah.
That's that's a swift defeat.
Yep. So at level 1, the game hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
Dude, we already got killed.
Yeah.
Like there's no creeps, no anything. We already got killed.
From the jungle?
No, from the jungle, because we're doing the same thing. So in Dota we have strategies and stuff like that.
Right.
So all of us 5 players will go into like, let's say Roshan, which is like we can take the Aegis in like level 1.
Right.
So we kind of met up over there, saw one of our teammates, and then obviously we can't just leave our teammate behind. Just him being seen was already an engagement for us to all, like just clash.
Yeah.
And sadly, like we lost. We lost that clash, and then they got that upper hand. They already got, like, at level 1, they already got Roshan because we died, and eventually the game started.
All right.
But yeah, like creeps got out, and then they already have that upper hand, and we.
Long story short, you guys got wrecked.
Yeah, we got wrecked.
We're gonna close this up now. We're gonna close up shop.
It's sad, man.
Very insightful, though.
It was great. It was great. I want to hear more. And but yeah, this is it. Shit. This is great. I like this episode.
Please comment down below what kind of games you've played. Share your experiences with us. We're always going to be reading them, and we appreciate your contribution.
Yep.
And if you want more game episodes, let us know because I had fun. We all had fun.
We are gamers.
We are gamers.
Yep. All right.
Gang.